Remember, everybody, when you purchase some PewDiePie merch and, what was that? An angel loses their wings. Not quite. An SJW loses their shit. Hi everybody, it's Az here from HeelvsBabyface. Let's just get this over and done with. Yeah, orange doesn't appear to be my colour. I look like a fucking tangerine. Oh my god, the guy's a Satsuma. Yeah, but you know what? I bought it. I'm going to bloody wear it, alright? And it is really comfortable. It is really comfortable. And we've got some rather nasty weather here in the UK at the moment, so it's keeping me nice and wham. So with that said, and me doing my best impression of a flipping Terry's chocolate orange, let's get into today's video. Now, this is a follow-up to yesterday, because yesterday I did a video about how Blizzard were handing down up to 6-month suspensions to modders who were in fact using third-party software. They were altering the game files to do various things. Now, I gave my take yesterday. Some people didn't like it. You're fully entitled to your own opinion, but I absolutely stick by it. When you start manipulating the game files themselves, you are opening yourself up to a world of hurt. Now, I did agree that I think 6 months worth of suspension / ban, whatever you want to call it, was a bit harsh. At the same time, I could understand third-party software, not a good thing. Now, some people were saying, well, I use third-party software in Final Fantasy 14 and they don't do anything about it. They're fine with it. Trust me, if Square find out, you're done. They will ban your account permanently. They won't give you a suspension. They won't give you a slap on the wrist. They'll ban you permanently. That's how they operate. So you're getting away with it now, but be very careful indeed. However, Blizzard decided to actually respond to these recent suspensions, and they have had a change of heart. We recently completed a wave of suspensions for World of Warcraft accounts that were found to be operating third-party software that undermines the security of the World of Warcraft client. Reverse engineering and bypassing security protocols that safeguard against client modification is a clear violation of our TOS, and we regularly take action against such behavior. They do, this is true, and I agree. Many of the suspensions issued were for 180 days, that's 3 months, as the exploit we detected allows for very malicious activities such as gameplay automation, I discussed this yesterday, or rotation / interrupt botting, very frustrating when it comes to PvP and such. Upon further review, we found that some suspended accounts appeared to be only using the detected exploit to do client-side character model alteration. Now, this has already turned into a meme. Reddit are all over this, so we got this one here. Let's just scooch this across. So we got Jaina doing the Brad doesn't look like that. And then we see what it looks like currently in the World of Warcraft. And then we got Space Goal. And of course, the client has actually altered it to make it look far more realistic. Sorry, research purposes, of course. So yeah, of course it looks much better there than it does there. That just looks ridiculous. But at the same time, when you are interfering with the game client, you are opening yourself up for this sort of punishment. This is an activity that we would prefer to respond to with a warning rather than a suspension this time. As a result, we have reversed all the suspensions issued in this action. So people have been using that third-party software to make these client-side alterations. And do bear in mind that only the person can see the alteration. If you're playing the World of Warcraft and you come across somebody who's using one of these pieces of software, you'll just see them normally, as intended in the game. It doesn't affect how you see them. Unless I think you've got some other software attached, in which case you can see people who are also affected. Anyway, that's by the by. The use of third-party software that modifies the World of Warcraft game client is against our TOS. We expect players to remove such third-party software or their accounts will be subject to further action. Any further use of software that bypasses the security of the game client, regardless of intention or gameplay advantage, will be detected and sanctioned with increased penalties. So they're giving the olive branch out here, and they're saying, look, we're going to be lenient on this occasion if you're just making character modifications to make your character look nicer, but we're giving you the opportunity to remove the software. If you keep hold of it, if you want to be a martyr, then we will come down on you like a ton of bricks, and it will be much harder than it has been. So that 3 months for the majority, it says, although there were up to 6 months for people. That 3 months could easily turn into 6, 9, a year, permanent, whatever it may be. So get it off if you want to keep your account is the simple motto. But not going to end the video there. What I'm going to do now is going to have a little bit of fun. So I'm going to take the 3 MMOs that I'm subscribed to. Wait a minute. No, I'm not, because I'm not subscribed to the World of Warcraft anymore. I haven't been since the beginning of February. I'll jump onto the PTR. So that's free. So I'm going to go onto the 2 and the PTR MMORPGs that I'm subscribed to, Final Fantasy XIV and The Elder Scrolls Online, and we're going to have a look at what would potentially make somebody do this. We're going to have a look at the characterization that you can do when you're picking a character in the World of Warcraft, and we're going to compare it to these other 2 games and see how it actually holds up. So let's start off with WoW, and the reason to start off with WoW is I think WoW is the most limited when it comes to customization. Skin color, you have some very subtle skin tone changes. Facial wise, you've got presets. Everything with the World of Warcraft is a preset. You can't go in deeper. You've just got to see which one you want and select. Hairstyles, there's a little more variety when it comes to hairstyles based off what race and gender that you choose. However, when it comes to hair color, there's not a lot of choice really at the end of the day. And then with the human female, for example, piercings, I mean, it all depends on really the hairstyle that you have to whether or not any/all/most of the piercings will actually be seen. But you can't alter the character's height. You can't alter the character's weight. You can't make adjustments to noses, chins, busts. You can't do anything like that. So you are very limited. Every female in the World of Warcraft will be the same height, the same weight. Same with the males, same with orcs, Draenei, etc., etc. So you have a very uniform set of characters when it comes to this game. Now, when it comes to Final Fantasy XIV, you can see an immediate massive change. First of all, you have a height slider straight away, making your character tall, short, within the parameters of this particular race and gender. But you have the option to mess about and actually get some changes here. You then have your muscle tones, and again, you have your sliders. Try and make her chiseled, try and make her smooth, a little bit more, less buff. Bust size, yes, this is a thing with Final Fantasy XIV. You can actually have small bust or some thing to play with. Skin colors. You have a lot of variation with the skin colors of exactly what tone that you want on this grid system. So you can see how much room one of these takes. So everyone is a little nuanced change in the actual texture itself. So there's a lot of variety when it comes to that. Whee! And all that kind of stuff. Let's just stick it there. Hairstyles. 1, 2, 3, 4. So you've got 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 52. So approximately 52 hairstyles, maybe exactly 52 hairstyles, which is over twice as much as the World of Warcraft is offering, which again allows for better customization, more choice of character, and getting it particularly how you want. And then hair color, now you see, look at all the, again, you've got 2 different settings that you can have because you've got the highlights So you can have two-tone color system on the hair, the blue, and then I've got the red highlights here. So you can really kind of get in depth with that. Facially, not huge choices when it comes to actual faces, but this is a template to work from, because then you've got your jaw, then you've got your eye shape, your iris, your eye color, your eyebrows, your nose, your mouth, your lip color. So the face shape is literally just the the face itself is literally the starting point from which you're gonna work from the character. And then you've got facial features, which are minimal, sure, but just little. When you have all of the nuance here, these are just, again, adding a little bit extra on top of all the customization that you have. Then just tattoos, not many. But again, it depends on the class, it depends on the character. Tattoo color, face paints. Again, choices when it comes to that as well. Face paint color. And of course, you can choose the voice style as well. So there's different types of voices that you can pick and find one that suits your character. So Final Fantasy XIV has ridiculous depth when it comes to creating a character, and this is something that could have you here for a significant amount of time. And then the Elder Scrolls Online tends to be a mixture of the two. Not quite as in-depth as Final Fantasy XIV, but offering more variety than the World of Warcraft. First of all, when you're greeted with the body type, you can go for muscular, you can go for thin, you can go for large, you can go, somewhere in between. Thin yet muscular, more muscular but still thin, or large, etc. You can really play with this. So you can get some different shapes and sizes when it comes to your character, and height. Again, it's quite an important aspect when it comes to customization in an MMORPG. People like to have smaller characters, mid-range characters, taller characters. They like to have something which identifies with themselves. With the World of Warcraft just offering the same height for every single character, there is very little there for you to actually play with. And again, skin colors, more like the World of Warcraft, subtle changes here and there. Little more of them, but just subtle changes here and then. Body markings. I mean, obviously this character, let's just take her clothes off. Ladies. You can see the body markings depending on what you want to do. So there's some, fun things to do there. Torso size, again, something to be manipulated with. Chest size. Again, it is something which people like to play with in the game. Guys and gals alike. So obviously as a guy, you whack it up to max. Gut size, had a few too many beers, or she's been hitting the gym. My goodness me. Waist size, arm size, high size, hip size, posterior dimensions. Dad ass, in other words. So you can get some junk in that trunk, or you can get a Brie Larson. Right there. Then we got leg size, foot size, and then you can go on to the facial customizations. So you've got soft face, angular face, heroic face, and you just utilize this as you would the body type. And then you've got the various voices, hairstyles. You got a choice of hairstyles. Again, more similar to WoW than Final Fantasy XIV. But there is, some variety, but definitely more options when it comes to choice of color. And then you've got age. You can age your character quite drastically. Adornments. So they go just a little further than a couple of earrings. Head markings. Scars. Little facial tattoos. And again, you can really go in depth when it comes to the forehead slope, cheekbone size, etc. So there is far more customization here than World of Warcraft. Kind of mid to upper range when it comes to Final Fantasy XIV, in the fact that it really allows some nuanced changes to the face and how you want to do the face. So although the World of Warcraft is coming up 15 years of age soon, Final Fantasy XIV has been kicking around in some form since 2010. Did go offline for a while as they rebuilt the game completely. And then Elder Scrolls Online's been kicking around, I think, for 5 years now. Just celebrated their 4 or 5 year anniversary. I think 5-year anniversary. But it just shows that this isn't something that WoW couldn't do. This is something that they could do. They could add more hairstyles. They could add more features, more customization for the characters. They choose not to. They stick to a very rigid formula. They have shown in the past that they are very strict when it comes to how they want your character to look. And the odd thing is, you have a game like Final Fantasy XIV and the Elder Scrolls where you can dress very fantastically. And when I say fantastically, I mean you can be all manner of stupid or all manner of absolutely awesome in the way that you decide to make your character look. And you tend to find that there is a brilliant balance between the two. You don't have everyone running around with fish in the hand as weapons and pots on the head, but you do get some, and then at the same time you got the people who want to remain heroic and look awesome in big thick armors, etc, etc. I think WoW needs to lighten up a bit in terms of that. They are trying to do that. They have made some moves in recent times to do that. But there's no denying that there is a distinct lack of customization when it comes to a character. And although I will still say I absolutely stand by what I said when I come to you start manipulating the game files, you're asking for trouble, you can at least understand the logic of why people want to adapt their characters, why they want to change their characters, because WoW simply doesn't have half of the features that other MMORPGs have, where you can really get a nuanced look, shape, height, whatever it may be, of the character that you want to play in the game. But that's for Blizzard to sort out, and I don't think that they do, to be perfectly honest with you. So I hope you enjoyed the vid. A little bit of fun for Saturday. If you did, do give it a thumbs up and also subscribe to the channel. Follow me on social media and Twitch for live streaming. Links there in the description box down below. And I'll be back with some more stuff very soon. You take care. Have a lovely weekend. Bye for now.